Hi guys, this is a quick video that's going to give you a few exercises to try that will help mobilize the back and give you ways to release tension in the back, especially if there's shoulder and neck pain that goes along with it. We're going to start on hands and knees and do the very typical movement in yoga called cat-cow. So as you inhale, you reach the tailbone away from you, lengthening the body, opening the front of the body, so there may be a little sway in the back. And then as you exhale, you pull the belly button in, curl the tailbone underneath you. The hips are tucking as the spine may round. So you can work between the two poses, thinking less of what it looks like or what shape the spine is supposed to be in, and more about feeling the hips tilting forward and back and opening either the front of the body or the back of the body. So it's very gentle, nothing is being forced. You're really aware of any places that are particularly tight or in pain today, so that you don't go too far. You follow those limits that you have today. And then when you're ready, set the hips back toward the heels. We're going to take the arms out to the sides on fingertips to prep for the movements that we're going to do following. So we're going to do a lot of really gentle back bends. So throughout these exercises, if something hurts, come out of the pose, reevaluate. If you have questions for us, you can contact us, but don't do anything just because I'm doing it. I'm telling you that you can try it. If it hurts, it's not something that you should be doing, or maybe there's an adjustment that needs to be made. But letting your ribs rest down as close to your thighs as you can. You're going to roll the shoulders back and down so you feel the shoulder blades engage. And take a few breaths here. So as you inhale, you just feel an expansion in the rib cage. And as you exhale, you feel the belly button pull in. Try to keep the belly button pulled in the entire time. So when you're exhaling, it's pulled in, but then when you're inhaling, it still stays pulled in so that your inhale can travel up into the rib cage. So we're going into a really gentle back bend here. When you inhale, you're going to let the bottom ribs, imagine them sliding forward and up. So instead of just pushing myself up, I'm going to take an exhale, pull the belly button in, keep it engaged, and inhale, feeling the rib cage, letting the ribs slide forward and up, opening the chest. And then exhale, close the ribs, and rest down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. So take a few of those. Trying to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And take one more if you can. Now we're going to come on to our hands and knees and take the legs back into plank. So you can actually lower down to your forearms just so that we're not taking a lot of weight onto our wrists and making them tired. But you're going to take your legs back, extending them into a forearm plank. So this is helpful for the back because a lot of times, if you've got good placement, it's helpful for the back. A lot of times I'll find people letting the hips sink down, and that's putting so much pressure on the knees also, but especially the back and the lower back particularly. So as you exhale, pull the belly button in, give the hips support. Think of the spine lengthening from each vertebrae. And you're obviously not looking for the hip to be sticking up, but you'd rather be here than down here. So the hips can be lifted a little bit. So take a few breaths, feeling the inhale, lengthen the spine, lengthen the body. The exhale, pull the belly button in, support the spine. And then when you're ready, just tilt forward on your tippy toes and come down to your belly. So the little back bend that we had done just earlier, we're going to go into that full extension of, which is cobra pose. So the legs are active. You may feel that the knees lift off the floor. The toenails are pressing down into the floor. You keep the pinky toenails in particular, pushing down into the floor. Now notice if there's any tension in the glutes. You try to relax the glutes as much as you can. There's activity running through the legs down to the toenails, but the glutes are soft. So your hands are beside your chest. Take a few breaths here. Again, with the breath, you're exhaling to pull the belly button in, stabilize the belly, and then inhale to open up the rib cage. So take a couple breaths before we move into the back bend. Already feeling expansion in the rib cage. Now after a good long exhale, you're going to inhale, let the ribs slide forward and up, opening into a cobra. Exhale down, pulling the belly button in even deeper. Inhale, open to cobra. So just take a couple of those. Legs stay active, feel the toenails pressing into the floor. And take one more. And then fully release. Let the arms come underneath the forehead, whatever you need to do to get comfortable. And take a break. Now, if that cobra pose felt okay, you can move on to this next exercise. If it didn't feel very good, you're done. You don't need to go on to this next exercise, just because it's just a slightly deeper stretch from here. So if you're ready to move forward, again, feel the legs activate, toenails pressing down, pinky toenails particularly, glutes are relaxed, and the breath is working for you. Exhale, pull the belly button in, inhaling to lengthen the spine and fill up the rib cage. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, you're going to lift the chest enough to bring the forearms in front of you. So this is Sphinx pose. So the shoulders are pressing back and down. So you give yourself support from the shoulder and arm placement. The forearms press into the floor, fingertips digging down. And as you inhale, you're lengthening the spine, reaching the ribs away from the pelvis. So you can lengthen the ribs between the arms. Every exhale, you're pulling the belly button in as if you could pull the belly button off the floor. Trying to keep the shoulders back and down so the chest is open. You're not crowding the collarbones. Legs stay active, toenails pressing down, glutes relaxed. So you think of it more as a forward movement rather than an upward movement. You're trying to lengthen the spine here more so than trying to bend it. That's the first priority, is having it lengthened. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, you can take the forearms in front of you and rest the head down. We're finishing here with some belly breath. So as you inhale, the belly expands, pressing against the floor, and the exhale softens the belly. take however long you need here. Make sure that your spine feels okay, you're getting really full, gentle breath. And then when you're ready, press the hands beside you, pull the belly button in, press through the hands, lift the hips up. You can rest in child's pose, take a moment here. And then when you're ready, you can roll up, and you're all done.